Okay, there's a reason why we're showing Malachi Starks. It has to do with Darius Washington. Malachi Starks was expected to contribute right away in Baltimore after he's taken in the first round. Fast forward to today, the rookie may be thrust into the spotlight right out of the gate. And Adam, what is going on there?
Well, he tore his Achilles during offseason workouts, and there are always these types of unfortunate injuries in the offseason. It's always one of the storylines behind the scenes, and you hate to see this happen for anybody at any time, but especially at this time of the year. The Ravens lose Darius Washington. Now, they did draft Malachi Starks, and Malachi Starks figured prominently into their plans anyway. I don't know that this changes things all that much. It's a terrible, unfortunate injury, but the fact of the matter is Malachi Starks was going to have a huge role on the Ravens this year. When a team like Baltimore takes you in the first round and is hoping that he slides to your spot,
right,
and he does, he figures like he's going to make a lot of plays, whether Darius Washington was healthy or not.
Yeah, I think their plan still stays intact, obviously, with the reason why they drafted Malachi Starks. Look, he's going to be the post player primarily, whether they're in base or they're in sub. Kyle will kind of be the spinner. He'll be the guy who can play in the back end. They can move him down in the box at linebacker, star money, meaning the nickel or the dime position. And quite honestly, Marlon Humphrey is the guy who really excels at playing that nickel spot in their sub defenses. And that's where he needs to be. For me, look, I hate the fact that Darius gets hurt because we got to see him in Week 18 a couple of years ago, and last year, and he was playing some of the best football of anybody in the secondary. And as a matter of fact, they attributed to a lot of the things that happened with them in the secondary to his improved play. So it is a loss. What worries me more about this team, quite honestly, is the corner position opposite Nate Wiggins. Who do they have out there? That's where they got hurt last year, was on the perimeter. You hate to see Darius get hurt, but I don't think it changes a thing for Malachi, and they're really solid on the interior between the safeties and the nickel position.
Just a reminder how good Malachi Starks is. He was the only player in the FBS to play at least 1,500 snaps, you know this, at safety and 500 snaps at slot cornerback in the last 3 seasons. So versatile as a player and was a key piece of that Georgia defense. All right, more big news coming out of Baltimore. Adam, what's going on with Derrick Henry?
Well, the Baltimore Ravens signed Derrick Henry to a 2-year, $30 million contract extension that includes $25 million in guaranteed money. Here's a 31-year-old running back, and it's not often we see teams take care of players in their 30s, especially running backs. But with the impact that Derrick Henry had on the Baltimore Ravens last year, they knew they wanted him in Baltimore beyond this season, which was scheduled to be the last year of his contract. And now, by signing this extension, it gives him the chance to finish his illustrious NFL career in Baltimore as a Raven.
Adam, Henry rushed for 1,921 yards last year in his age 30 season. He's the first player to eclipse 1,900 rushing yards at that age in NFL history. He passed 30-year-old Tiki Barber in 2005 with the Giants. And Peter, whenever we would see the Ravens, Dan, you were there in these meetings, they would talk so much about how great Derrick Henry was just conforming to their team. It wasn't even just about his production on the field, which they felt like got better in second halves of games. I kind of see why they would invest this money in him, but do you have any issue with them investing this type of money at 31-year-old running back?
If you're getting a free agent from another team at 31 and you're giving him this kind of money, you're really rolling the dice. They have him in the building. They know what they are getting. And so to me, it's the Ravens look at a window. We have what might be the best roster in all of football, and this is our bell cow. And he got better as the season went on. So he didn't show signs of age. He didn't show signs of running out of gas. I don't think he could have had a better season as a 30-year-old running back than what Derrick Henry did in his first year in Baltimore. And now, okay, same offensive coordinator. Now Monken can say, okay, how are we going to use you this year? It's this evolving process. I love this, and I also love Baltimore taking care of him. Let's not let this fester. We're seeing what's happening in Cincinnati with Trey Hendrickson. We see this happen a lot with veteran players where then you feel aggrieved. Like, you know what? We're going to get ahead of this. We're going to pay you now. You're going to be happy, and we've got you for the next 2 years, and you're being paid top dollar. Derrick Henry deserves every penny, and I love the Baltimore Ravens proactively taking care of him.
You said best roster in football? In your opinion, your thoughts, 1 to 53?
If I'm looking at all the losses from the Chiefs and the Eagles, yes, I think the Ravens, if I'm looking on paper, 1 to 53, the Ravens have the best roster.
I think it's the most interesting, fascinating, pressure-loaded team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Because the question gets asked all the time. We're years into this now. When are they going to get it done? What's it going to take? When are they going to get over the hump? And it's a really difficult question to answer. It's not, well, they got to be able to throw the ball better. Nope, that's good. They need more perimeter players. That's great. the candid answer is like, someone's got to make a play when it matters the most. It's almost like when will they get over the hump when they don't choke it away in a way. And I don't want to use that about a team,
no doubt,
an organization that I have such immense respect for. But it does feel like they get into those situations like, well, who's going to make the play to lose the game?
Dan, L'Jarius Sneed knocks the ball out of Zay Flowers' hand on the goal line 2 years ago. Last year, Mark Andrews, I know everyone's so triggered about talking about
But two, like, they're great players.
These are great players.
Who are always clutch except for when they really needed them to be clutch.
And, like, if you're talking to a Ravens fan, like I'm saying they have the best roster in football, I know the Ravens fan, they don't want to hear that.
They don't care about
I don't want to hear about it anymore.
September, October, November, December.
Talk to me in February.
Can you finally, you are one of those rare teams. Can you finally get it done? And